as we know, tourism is causing some amount of emissions, but we don't want to be part of the problem. We want to be part of the solution. And with the Sustainable Travel Finland program, we are aiming to be one of the most sustainable travel destinations in the world. And I think by now we have already achieved many milestones, but still many to go. In this program, we have taken holistic approach, meaning that not only ecological side part of the sustainability is important, but also cultural, social, and economic are as important. And as we have benchmarked many programs before we started building this our program in 2018, we noticed that many of them are concentrating mainly on the ecological part, but we think that in the tourism you need to take into consideration culture and social parts as well. Of course, because tourism as its best, it benefits the local culture. It makes it more flourish. It can kind of renew many things that have been maybe forgotten even, and then when it's presented in the right way through the tourism, it can benefit the local culture even more. Anyway, the local culture needs always to be respected, as well as the local people. And we try also to create or build travel more year-round and more sustainable. So it could also bring the work and the money for the locals. And that's why all these approaches are very important in our program. Then what is this Sustainable Travel Finland? Well, it is, like I've said, it's a program for tourism companies and destinations in Finland, including all kinds of businesses, restaurant, accommodation, travel agencies, activity providers, attractions, transportations, events, resorts, etc. So it is really meant for all, and not only the companies, but also destinations. And destinations are these who kind of gather their businesses in together and help to build also their businesses' sustainable actions. So this program is built to make everyday choices easier and to adapt the sustainable travel in everyday business. Even though we have built the program from the scratch to be tailor-made for Finnish travel industry, it is aligned and it is based on international programs like Sustainable Development Goals, but also GSTC, Global Sustainable Tourism Council criteria is based on here. Our data collection is based on international indicators, ETIs, European Travel Commission, all the criteria and standards are recognized in the program. So it is not just something that we have created, but we base that on international standards. And that is very important because then we can kind of compare to others. So here in a nutshell, I present what is it all about the program content. We call these criteria steps. So the first step is the commitment. There always needs to be a person, a team who takes the ownership of the sustainability actions, but not in a way that it should be only a matter of this certain person or team, but it will be then spread through the organization. Also, we have created these 10 tourism principles. So committing to those is also part of our program. Step 2, increasing know-how means, first of all, a comprehensive self-assessment, which is consisting about 200 questions related to different aspects of sustainability. Like all these 4 dimensions are included. But there are really practical questions like, do you use renewable energy? Have you taken into consideration all inclusive customer segments? What are your actions for biodiversity and so on? So it is like a checkup that where are you now, where the businesses are going now, and what things to arise these things, that what could be developed. So that is very relevant part of the whole program. Also, we have created this Visit Finland Academy, and there are consultants, independent consultants, who speak with the Visit Finland's name and go around the country and do the education. We consider that the education in this program is very relevant part. Step 3, development and action plan. This can be based on the self-assessment. When there are seen some points which should be developed, which should be taken to the next level, which maybe have just been forgotten, not like even have thought about some actions that could be done. So development plan and action plan are very good for us also to check that where the businesses are going. And a concrete action plan is helping the businesses themselves to realize these actions in a certain time scale. Communication, that is maybe one of the things that we are too modest about, or we just forget it. Or maybe some companies are even a bit afraid to say things that they are doing. That is it enough that, okay, we are recycling, or we are not using plastic straws or something. It's just normal. Why should we talk about it? Nobody's interested in. But yes, we encourage everybody to speak out loud all the small things and the big steps that they are taking to the sustainable development, and communicate about those. Certification and auditing is causing maybe the most critics from this program, because it's this is meaning third-party certification like Green Key or EU Eco Label or ISO 14001 certification. There are about 20 different certifications that we accept under the SDF program. And this is because it is bringing credibility for the program. If we just read the documents that businesses send to us, we just need to believe on those. Nobody's checking are they real or not, except because of this step 5, when there's a certification and auditing by the third body. So then it can be verified that all these actions are really true. And this is something that we are getting critics from the travel industry, because they have to go through it. They might find it hard in the beginning and expensive. But on the other hand, we get a lot of thanks from international tourism organizations and other parties who evaluate the standards of the sustainability, because it is really bringing the credibility for this program. Step 6, meaning verification and measurability, especially this measure part is important here. We have started early this year to collect indicators, to national tourism indicators. And also those are based on the international standards. And it is something that we will do annually, collecting that from the businesses and destination. So we will get the comprehensive data from the whole country. So this is also something that we have now started, but are developing all the time further. And then once the agreement is done and the whole path is has been gone through acceptably, it doesn't mean that it stops there, but this whole process will be renewed approximately every 2 years. So the development goes on and is part of everyday business. So this is the label that can be reached after the whole criteria is fulfilled and this path has gone until the end. So this is something that we use as a communication for our travelers from abroad. When they see this label, they recognize that they can trust on it, and also for the B2B communication when we cooperate with the tourism or these travel agencies and tour operators abroad. And we have introduced this program, as it has been now existing for a few years in many international markets and in many international platforms. We have shown and talk about this program, and it has received a lot of positive feedback from abroad, and it has been already benchmarked by many countries, which we are very proud of. So in a nutshell, what did we do? When we started in 2018, we started with mapping the existing programs, seeing what's out there, learning from the best. That was important base to build. Then we did surveys and interviews here in Finland. We wanted to hear from our customers. What do they need? What do they already have? What are their supporting needs? But also we interviewed our customers abroad, so travel agencies and tour operators, that how important they see this kind of a label. I would say that the world was very different in 2018 than it is now, but even more and more we know that we have done the right things and started the right work. Co-creation is super important. We have constant cooperation with our travel industry, are developing the program further. So it is not something that we only own and share, but also co-create. Like I said, holistic approach from the start. That's very important, and setting the clear goals that we want to be the top countries in the sustainable development and be the benchmark that we are already. And then creating awareness, like being in many kinds of webinars and events, and also helping and co-creating together with these international standard creators now. So we are there out there and want to show the way, or lead the way. Today we have 70 destinations from Finland in the program, and already almost 1,000 companies. Out of these, 196 companies have gone through the whole program and have the STF label, and 2 destinations, one in Lapland, 𝗪𝗪, and one in the west coast, 𝗪𝗽𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. And currently, all the time we are educating the industry. And at the last point, just pointing out a few things that we also take next steps in our own work. We have created a carbon footprint calculator together with the Finnish travel industry, so that there would be one common footprint calculator for the carbon footprint calculator for the whole travel industry. It's in a pilot phase at the moment. Then next presentation, what we are going to hear from Antti Kurhinen is more about this train-the-trainer concept. We want to bring STF program already in the studies, in the educational systems, where students can learn STF already at school before they graduate as a tourism professionals. And other really important steps, like I said, data collection. We want to keep information more and more open and inspirational. We have signed Glasgow Declaration on Climate Action in Tourism, and are taking very big steps also becoming a net zero industry. And we want to and have already earned the leadership status. So this is in short my story that I wanted to tell you. And if there is any time, I'm happy to answer if there are some questions. Thank you from my part.
Thanks a lot, Virpi. I think Finland's been doing some amazing things with respect to sustainable tourism, and it was beautifully explained by you. If anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, or you can even raise your hand and we can take the question. Otherwise, I think she's going to be around for quite some time, and she'll be able to take questions on the chat as well.
Yes, that's true.
At the moment, I don't see any questions in the chat, but please feel free to ask them if you have anything in mind.
Yeah, hi, I'm Jatin. Like you have mentioned, restaurants and all, what about the hotels?
Yeah, hotels. This is also for the hotels. And at the moment, about half of the companies who have this STF label, they are from the accommodation industry, or they are accommodation companies. So hotels are very much included.
But is it the B&B setup is better, or it's a normal accommodation like a normal hotel?
For all kinds of, no matter what size, no matter if it's a chain hotel or small B&B accommodation, all are included.
And will you be able to guide in which city it is better, like, as income-wise as well as the tourism-wise?
Well, the whole country is covered in the program and all over there. So I cannot say which one is better from the other, but this is something that, of course, needs to be tailor-made with the customer needs and so on. But the whole Finland has a good offering. Okay, and is there, like, the photographs showed their eyes and all. So, like, the eyes are for 3 months, or how it is? Sorry, now I couldn't. The eyes. Ice hotel. Yeah. Yeah. At the moment, I'm not sure if we have ice hotels included in the program, but some accommodation, special accommodation with the glass houses, that kind of do exist. But I don't know now yet in our program if there are ice hotels. I think not.
All right, I think we'll probably stick to the chat box for questions and proceed with our other session, for which I would like to call upon Antti Kurhinen from Haage Helia University of Applied Sciences, which is one of the largest universities in Finland. Antti will be talking more about the sustainable tourism program, which is being offered in Haage Helia University, and yes, the details about those programs. So welcome on board, Antti. Looking forward to the session.
Yeah, thank you so much. So my name is Antti Kurhinen, and I work as a senior lecturer at Haage Helia University of Applied Sciences in tourism and hospitality education. As for the virtual background of my presentation, I could have chosen a DAO picture with the official logos of our university, but I decided to do it differently. That's why I chose a picture that represents the essence of Finnish nature. For example, lakes, forests, living close to nature. In Finland, we still have plenty of untouched, or at least relatively untouched, nature. And for us who are working for tourism industry, I think that it's very important that we do our utmost so to preserve the nature as it is today. So what I'm going to tell you is a demonstration of one way how educational institutions can participate in this preservation. Before I go to the topic, so let me tell you a few words about our university so that you get a picture of what I'm talking about. So 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗧𝗿𝗃𝗃𝗃 is a university that is strongly oriented to business. So we are the biggest educator of business administration and tourism and hospitality in Finland. We are offering degree programs in bachelor level and master level in 2 languages, in Finnish and in English. And we operate in 5 campuses, mainly in the metropolitan area here in Finland. Our university is also very international. About 10% of the students, of the degree students, they are international students. And in addition to that, we also receive hundreds of exchange students every year. So let me continue with the topic. So the purpose of my presentation is to show you how we have made cooperation with Visit Finland, with the program Sustainable Travel Finland that Virpi Aittokoski just presented you. How we have used this program in our courses of tourism and hospitality studies. I would say that the ultimate purpose of this cooperation with Visit Finland has been to familiarize the future decision makers of tourism industry in Finland with this program, and in that way also participate in the launching process of this program into Finnish tourism companies. So our students, they will already know when they start their career in different companies, they already know what this Sustainable Travel Finland program really is. Our university has been a pilot institution in this cooperation. The objective at our university has been to spread the awareness and the know-how of this program to all tourism and hospitality students and also to our teachers. Our university has been also coordinating this training cooperation among all educational institutions in Finland. For example, last summer we organized a seminar for all interested schools in Finland, for both vocational colleges and universities, about this program, and also with the cooperation of Visit Finland, there will be also other seminars regularly about this topic. In order to empower more educational institutions in Finland, we have decided with Visit Finland that there will be every year a new coordinator, I mean another school, for this program, for its use in education. So we think that with that type we can also have more schools, more teachers interested in this very important sustainability program. Visit Finland has also launched a digital platform for educational institutions, and we can share their ideas, we can share information, information about practicalities, how we have implemented Sustainable Travel Finland program in our courses. Then when we think about the main target groups that of course should be implemented, should be taken into the implementation of this program when we are talking about educational institutions, of course the groups are teachers and then students. What have we been doing with teachers? As Virpi Aittokoski already mentioned, so with the cooperation of Visit Finland, we have organized train the trainer sessions for all our teachers of tourism and hospitality industry. These training sessions have been guided by a sustainability specialist from Visit Finland Academy. We have also established posts for sustainability coordinators for both two campuses at our university where we teach tourism and hospitality. These coordinators, of course, they don't only participate in the implementation process of this Sustainable Travel Finland at our university, but also they organize events. So they train the new teachers that start their career at our university and so on. This year, so this autumn was also a very good time to start to use Sustainable Travel Finland program in a so more deep way in our education, because we started a new curriculum for our tourism studies. Group of teachers, so we made a plan. So in which different ways we could so use Sustainable Travel Finland program in different courses. Also, our teachers, when they do cooperation with international universities, of course, they always also spread the message of what we have been doing here in Finland. And we see that that also so makes our brand of sustainable destination so stronger. Teachers also do cooperation with local DMOs, so destination marketing or managing organizations, and teachers with their student groups, they help local tourism companies in implementing this program. They might just do some practicalities and so give helping hands for these tourism companies. What about our students? So the students, of course, they are the reason for our existence. They are the most important stakeholder groups for a university. So we have each year about 500 so new bachelor level students in tourism and hospitality. And now each and every one of our students, they get a short training session for this Sustainable Travel Finland program, because it's part of our compulsory tourism courses. For example, a course called Responsible Experience Economy. In addition to that, so we have taken Sustainable Travel Finland program and its structure, content as a core for different courses. For example, for the course called Responsible Tourism Entrepreneurship. So with the help of this course, we already show for the students who are willing to start their own tourism company, a way how they could make their businesses sustainable already from the scratch. In our education, we think that we should be very close to the tourism industry. So that's why we do many projects, real-time, real-life projects. So with tourism companies, and in these projects, many times we are developing part of the businesses of these tourism companies, and we have used Sustainable Travel Finland content or its materials when we are helping tourism companies to develop their businesses into a more responsible business. So that was more or less in a nutshell. So how we have used Sustainable Travel Finland in our education, and as Virpi Aittokoski also said, so the power of education is huge, and so that is the message that we also want to spread. So thank you very much for your interest.
Thank you so much, Antti. I think I think including such a powerful content in the education system will set the roots for a better future in the tourism sector. So really great work there, and I hope there was a lot of takeaways for everyone present for the session. So yes, thanks a lot. I think if we have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat box, and Antti will be here to take them. All right, thanks a lot. So let's move on to our next session, for which I am personally excited because it's a fireside chat. Saurav is here.
Hi, Arzu.
Hello. So
Hello.
as I was mentioning, our next session is a fireside chat between Saurav and me. Saurav has over 20 years of experience in business development, digital marketing, and strategic consulting across agencies, client side, and tech side. Saurav has been in the travel industry for the last 13 plus years with roles at Facebook and 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃, and now as an entrepreneur in his dream project, TravelBuddy, which is world's first social travel network and D2C marketplace. So, TravelBuddy uses intelligent algorithms to connect travelers with like-minded buddies and connect travelers and travel providers directly for seamless travel solutions and fulfillment. So there's a lot going on there, and excited to dig deeper into the subject. Welcome, Saurav. Happy to have you in our session today.
Thank you, Arzu and Headstart Foundation for having me, and a warm hello to the Business Finland team and everyone here at the Zoom link.
All right. So, let's start from the basics. Why don't you probably, give some insights on the travel and tourism sector in India? What is it like? What's the future looking like? Would love to hear from you.
Sure. I mean, let me just talk a bit about, how we got started, and let me try to keep this session slightly light also. Yeah. So we started in Jan 2020. And if a soothsayer would have told me that the pandemic would have happened in March 2020, would we have started TravelBuddy? I think the answer is definitely yes. While the travel industry, and I'm not going to talk the numbers immediately, I do have some numbers, but we all know what COVID did, what was the impact of COVID in the last 2 years. No complaints from our side. I think there was a lot of learnings we got in the last 2 years. And, like all other businesses, we also learned from it. And, we are already seeing that, travel is coming back again. I was looking at FICCI data, and I was looking at the growth in numbers in inbound, outbound, and domestic. between 2020 and 2021, there was already a positive growth. And I'm sure that in 2022 versus 2021, we see a, 3-figure growth across all three of inbound, outbound, and domestic. What I would like to talk about is, rather than talk about the COVID, which was, really difficult for all of us, what were the learnings? And I think for me, I would like to talk about two themes that emerged, during those tough periods and, kept us. And as we talk about community also during our fireside, I'll talk on that also. I think the first theme that emerged clearly is the, rise in interest in people discovering their own country, in the rise in people, discovering domestic destinations, be it their country, be it their province, be it their city. At Travelbuddy, we organize meetups, not just in Gurgaon, where our, head office is, but all across India. And it's amazing the kind of offbeat destinations that have got discovered. If I may put it in a, slightly travel specific way, it's no longer a Goa, but it's also a 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗃, it's also a Varkala. It's no longer a Manali, but it's also a Chopta and a Chitkul. And these destinations were not, probably people knew about it, but people did not really know about it that much. What has also fueled the ecosystem is the whole creator economy. Everyone here knows, everyone must be on Instagram putting their reels. And similarly, Travelbuddy also has, more than 500 plus creators today. And out of them, 200 of them are local influencers, local creators. So people are creating content, they are sharing, offbeat destination. And that's something that has happened. That's theme one. Theme two is that, our travel provider friends have become more innovative and hungry. And I think there was clearly after COVID, in fact, very interesting stat here. We started as a social travel network. We did not have a marketplace. So a small story that goes is that in April 2020, one of the travel providers called me and said that they are doing great business on our app. And I was a little surprised, saying that, we don't have any profile for travel providers. And this guy said, I just have the profile as a traveler and I keep putting my deals. And that kind of lit a bulb in our head that we can also start our marketplace. So clearly, with the job losses that happened during the pandemic, travel providers were looking for new innovative platform where they can sell directly without a middleman in between. So yeah, I think I'll take a pause, but I think these are two key things. And yeah, another thing I'd like to add is 2022 seems to be a great year. Let's hope that the pandemic has gone now, finally, moved to an epidemic, and revenge travel is truly here to stay.
I'm sure we're all hoping for the same. So, with all the work that you've been doing, Travelbuddy has created one of the leading communities of travelers. What do you think is the role of community in this specific sector, the travel sector?
Yeah, I think, Arzu, we have a lot of job to do. I mean, while we have created a bustling community in India, our ambitions are global. And we definitely think that, a community is something that applies globally. However, I like to, start with something saying that the role of community is pivotal. Let's not just talk about travel. I think, the need to connect to a like-minded person is not just travel related, right? It can be art, it can be culture, it can be travel. It's just more inherent in travel. In fact, I was looking at some data before this call, and one of the main reasons that, people don't travel is the fear that they will have to travel alone. And imagine that in a country like India, this is even more acute for females, for senior citizens, for differently abled people. And I'm very lucky to be doing Travelbuddy, where I've connected, with so many females who are connecting with their gang of girls. They're traveling, with their community. Communities are actually broken up into multiple parts, right? It's not just one community. There can be a community of travelers. There can be a community of locals. There can be a community of suppliers. So I think lots of job to do, but community plays a very, very crucial role. Our laser sharp focus on the community is what, sailed us through the COVID times. And we will continue building that community, and as well as, focusing on that.
Yes. So, as we have already mentioned COVID quite a few times, the travel sector took a big hit due to COVID. What are your views on inbound and outbound travel in India post the pandemic?
Yeah, see, I mean, yes, I mean, I'll definitely come to the numbers, and the numbers are looking good. If you look at, I've looked at the FICCI data, as well as looked at the UNTWO report on the global scale. Jobs are again, there were 62 million jobs that were lost in 2020, 18 million in the travel industry, 18 million jobs were regained back in 2021. But, more than 126 million jobs are, stipulated to be created in the next 10 years. So definitely, travel is going to come back. However, if we look at travel per se, there are 5 stages of travel. And these 5 stages are dream, plan, book, explore, and share. If we look at during the COVID period, people were not booking, people were not traveling, so hence they were not exploring destination. However, if you look at it, the dream and the inspiration stage is always there because travel is there in our DNA. Planning will always happen. We have seen from our data, the propensity of travelers, most of our travelers are in the age group of 18 to 30. That's the youth travel segment, right? Who are backpackers, solo track travelers, and experience seekers. You would not believe it, the average propensity we have seen is between 7 to 8 trips in a period of 3 months, which means that we are talking about almost 2.5 trips in 1 month. And not necessarily every time it's a vacation, right? We know that it's not just work from home. It's also, work from mountain, work from beaches, work from, outbound from outside India and various other things. I think that has really boosted the ecosystem. It has also helped Travelbuddy a lot, right? I mean, it has helped, us, get the creators on board to put stuff about destination, travel stories about destination. It has helped us build local experts across more than 200 plus cities in India and more than 20 cities outside India. So inbound and outbound, coming to that, now with inbound travel and outbound travel growing triple digit between 22 and 21. In fact, I was just looking at the number of inbound traveler Jan, Feb, March, 2022 compared to Jan, Feb, March 2021. There's a huge shift, right? It's almost, I think, 5x or 6x. So, I mean, speaking like an Indian and right now saying that Travelbuddy is India community, we are really building that ecosystem at our end of local expert who can, welcome people coming into India. Because how good it will be if you have a local expert, welcoming you when you are coming into India. So, I think inbound and outbound are growing and we have a good future ahead of us.
Yeah, I think, as you mentioned, work from anywhere culture has definitely been a boon to the travel industry, to be specific. And it's good that, even post-COVID, the culture is still going on and, the flexibility is still
that
available.
Culture will not go away, I think, right?
Yes.
People have already been spoiled by, working in the mountains. So now their productivity goes up when they work in the mountains.
Yeah, once the bug has been bitten, I don't think there's going back. But yeah, so despite the, multiple waves of COVID that hit India, especially, Travelbuddy still managed to, raise funds during that period and grow exponentially. So what was your approach to the situation that was going on, during the COVID phase and post that? What kept you in the path of your goals and, despite the unforeseen circumstances?
Yeah, definitely, Arzu. See, I think the month of March and April 2020, and not just for me, I think many people here in the Zoom, because I can see other travel, friends here, or the May month of 2021 were a very difficult period for any travel startup or any travel company, right? Because if, people are not traveling, obviously your user growth will go down as well as, your revenue will go down. Before I come to, how did we, continuously stay focused in our journey? I think we've been very lucky to have some great mentors on the journey. I strongly believe that, they helped us, in moving forward, great mentors, great investors in the journey. What kept us going, I think, are 3 things that I would like to talk about. I think one is, be obsessed about the community and the consumer. I think when the tough period was happening and even today, the 3 co-founders that we are there, we still jump on calls with, users and, travel providers, because at the end of the day, it's our responsibility, as the co-founders to actually make them understand the platform, and that continues. So, obsess over your customer, obsess over the community, especially the community. Second thing is that, focus on organic growth. That is extremely important and much to do there to grow more and scale more. But, so for example, 70% of Travelbuddy's, 1.5 million users that are there today on the platform on iOS and Android have come via organic means. We don't have a dynamic website. We have a static website, which means that we have only two products, right? iOS and Android. We are an app first product. So, and iOS is very new. So it's mainly Android. So, mainly they have come from Play Store or they have come from social media, especially Instagram. Instagram plays a we realized it very early that Instagram plays a very important role. And also seeding. I think seeding played a very important role where, you went across, seeded across various platforms to tell people and get them, into Travelbuddy. I think that played a big role. And I think slowly building a driven and focused team, which know the why and the end goal. I think that is very important. We are a team of 16 people today, but all of us, are working very singularly towards one single goal, is to make Travelbuddy a global brand.
Correct. So as you've rightly pointed out, I think Travelbuddy is a startup being built in India, but for the world. What are your plans of going global? How do you plan to take that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. See, Travelbuddy has been downloaded in more than 200 plus countries organically. We haven't, we are a startup. We were bootstrapped in 2020 completely, and almost 80% of 2021, post which we started raising investments. After raising, friends and family rounds and, rounds from, large corporate, private investors, we got the Mumbai Angels and Keiretsu funding in August, September 2022. So we are a global product because we solve 3 pain points that are uniform and global in nature, right? What are the 3 pain points? A is that we are trying to connect travelers instantly to locals. It's a hyper-local need, and locals can tell you about a place real time that no website or any Wikipedia can, right? Second is, we are connecting travelers with like-minded buddies, which is a social need. And the third is that we are making travel providers connect directly without any middleman in between. I think if you look at that, this is purely global. And if I may, talk from a, context of, Finland here, finding a local in a Helsinki is as relevant on Travelbuddy as, someone from Finland coming and finding a local in a Mumbai. And similarly, on the travel provider side, creating a business listing or a service listing in the marketplace for a, Turku castle in Finland is as relevant as, creating a listing for a Taj Mahal. So for us, we are looking at that and we are doing multiple things for that. Our iOS app will achieve the internationalization because we know that globally and outside Asia, iOS is a much more preferred, platform. And as well as we are building for our website on the React Native platform, which will also enable usage on the Safari and other browsers. So we are trying to become a truly global product by enabling, local expertise, local travel expertise on the traveler side, and as well as, travel provider selling directly to the travelers, their services globally.
In our conversation, we spoke about a few trends that has impacted the travel sector. One of them being the work from home culture, and other, I would say, the Instagram travel reels, YouTube shorts. I think people get majorly influenced by them. People travel to make reels in some cases, I would say. So the travel sector is influenced a lot with these trends that the new generation of travelers bring in, right? So how do you, as a startup, as Travelbuddy, keep up to those and truly build for the new generation?
No, absolutely. That's a great question. See, if we even talk about the market sizing, just slightly more, and then I'll come to the qualitative aspect. It's a huge market. If you look at the UN TWO data, youth travel itself globally is pegged at around $450 billion approximately. And this is pre-COVID. And, the propensity to travel for these youngsters have only increased, which means it must be becoming bigger. The other very important segment here also is the senior travel segment, which we have realized over, the last 2 years. So, we consciously did not, target the middle segment of leisure travelers because we knew we are a startup. And to your point, I think there's a massive, explosion of, this youth travel And big reason for that is also travel has become something that, you post on social media, you create reels, and all of that, and, a lot of people follow you. So creator ecosystem has really helped on Instagram, on, various established Indian websites like Tripoto, and as well as on, TravelBuddy, has helped people, has helped travel become the #2 most popular hashtag, I believe. I don't know whether it's #1 after food. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe travel is the #1. I don't know. So we have completely ridden that wave, and we are continuing to do that. In fact, I think it's very important because, creators will play a very important role. They're already playing a very important role. The idea is, and also, it's not just creators is between 18 to 30. Even, 30 to 50, even senior citizens, they all want to become creator. For that, we are even enabling, sessions on TravelBuddy, where we do Zoom sessions, where, our established creators take sessions talking about how you can create, so that everyone can become a creator. So TravelBuddy has a very noble goal of creating more and more creators, enabling the creator ecosystem, so that, more and more travel creators are, built.
Truly said, like creators are, truly creating waves in the industry. And I also see a lot of initiatives being run just to, collaborate with creators, especially when it comes to, promoting a state or promoting a country, right? A lot of ambassador from the film industry, you can find them there. So yeah, truly, creators are doing a fabulous job there. And I think TravelBuddy as a platform is also, giving them that platform to showcase what the magic of, creating and promoting a place. All right, I think we spoke quite a bit about all the aspects that TravelBuddy covers. I just, probably you can even share why should someone download a TravelBuddy? Like, what is one of the top? You offer a lot of definitely a lot of.
I'm in a pitch or something,
No, but it would be great because we have people here, and you guys are doing a fabulous job. So why should what is you guys are giving out various services for sure, but what is that one that that would be the most important one?
Yeah, I hope I have some more time. I want to talk about a small incident in my life that made TravelBuddy happen. Sure. So, it's an inherent need for us to connect with a like-minded person. And I'll give you an example of what happened to me. In 2018, before we started TravelBuddy, I planned to go to Ladakh. And, I spoke to a few of my friends, and these friends I knew for more than 20 years. They all said, हाँ, chalenge, jayenge, right? And, 2 days before, out of these 5 friends, one called and said, my boss has given me some work. I can't attend. No, I can't come. The second one said that, parents are unwell. He can't come. The third one gave some other excuse. And within, 1 day of going to Ladakh, I was left with absolutely no one, right? What that typically means is that, your friends in office and your friends at home, whom you know, are not enough. You need like-minded people to travel with, to connect with. And that is the one reason why you should download the TravelBuddy app. Because I connected before travel. I wish there was TravelBuddy during that time, but I connected through some website and connected with 5 people. 2 of them foreigners, one from Australia, one from the US, and I had the most amazing trip with them, and they have become lifelong friends. So a lot happens when you travel. A lot happens when you travel. Travel also takes you out from your, internet avatar and takes you to a physical being, which leads to a lot of peace of mind and, knowing yourself and knowing more. So I think you should download TravelBuddy app to, get inspired from the creators and the locals, who are putting some of the unknown destination, offbeat destination and known destination in the most amazing way. Like, today a 𝗧𝗵𝗃 𝗃𝗀 happening in a Varanasi, or a Prayagraj, these are things that, are completely put in a new light. And you will see that when you go to a TravelBuddy. But not only that, we are not just a social travel network, we are also a marketplace. So you will find transport, tour guides, travel agents, hotels and accommodations on our marketplace. And you can talk directly to these travel providers, and the travel providers can talk directly to you. To my travel provider friends, we have built a platform where you can build your online dukaan absolutely at no cost. So you don't really need to rent out, a place. You can build your profile on Travelbuddy. You can list your services on our marketplace, and you can sell directly to customers. So that's the reason why you should be downloading Travelbuddy app.
Definitely very interesting. And as you mentioned, travel is one of the greatest teacher. The experiences it brings, and when they are shared in a common platform, I think there cannot be anything better. So yes, with that, we come to the end of this interesting chat. Thanks a lot, Saurav, for sharing these insights. And I'm sure a lot of the entrepreneurs in the travel sector look up to such startups and take inspiration to probably add more value to the travel industry of India. So thanks a lot.
Absolutely, Arzu. Just wanted to also tell that anyone, I know that we are short of time here, but anyone wants to reach out to me, I'm available on LinkedIn. Very happy to talk, and in fact I'll also reach out to the Business Finland team. We are looking to build local brand ambassadors across various cities and countries. We already have local ambassadors from Dubai, from Saudi Arabia, from Canada, and we are looking for more. And maybe we can work out something between us. It will be really good, as well as we can give you access to our India ambassadors. We have more than 150 plus brand ambassadors in India. So I'm really looking forward to people reaching out to me on LinkedIn, and had a great time talking to you, Arzu.
Yes, I think that is exactly why we created India Finland Startup Hub, so that founders from India can reach out to Finland and probably bridge that gap and collaborate and work together. So glad that you mentioned that you'll be reaching out, and there's a lot that both the countries can do. So thanks a lot, Saurav. Thanks for coming on board. I'll look forward to our next probably meet in person chat. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
All right. So I think we had another session, but unfortunately, Theo couldn't be with us today. He got into something urgent, but we have Virpi here, who would be presenting about a startup from Finland, which is called 𝗪𝗪𝗃𝗃 Lapland. I think they're doing amazing stuff in Finland, and it'll be great to hear about the startup from Virpi.
Yes, hello again. I jump here to tell just a few words about this 𝗪𝗪𝗃𝗃 Lapland company. I'm afraid I don't know them personally that well, but they have a STF label, so they have gone through our Sustainable Travel Finland program. So I know a little bit about them. Let me then share the screen. I will now just show from their website basically what they are doing. Just a second. Oops, if we find it here. So this is a small activity company in Finland who are offering wilderness experiences in the northest part of Finland, so in Lapland. And they are creating Arctic tours all year round, so also in summer when it's of course very summery and light and beautiful and daylight all the time, but also then winter when it is snowy with northern lights and really Arctic experiences. But the idea for the whole or the business idea that they have is that they don't want to create any mass tourism. They have only small groups, maximum 8 persons in each group, and they want to offer really exclusive experiences for their guests. So this is the way that 𝗪𝗪𝗃𝗃 Lapland offers or can explain more about the local culture. Their guides are really committed and know about the history of the area and the culture, and the visitors, the clients who come to these trips, they can really see the place like local could experience it. So this is the key of their business They are communicating quite nicely about sustainable tourism. There's a separate section about this on their main website. On the front page, they present their logos, what they are doing for the sustainability. In addition to STF, they have biosphere certification, and biosphere is based on SDGs. So they have kind of made an action plan according to SDGs, so that they would achieve these goals. And here are a few examples about their trips that they are arranging. As said, it's a year-round business, and they also try to create programs for the off or shoulder seasons. So when it's maybe not yet snowy, but coming to winter, then it's possible to arrange hiking or kayaking trips. And also always it is all the activities are based on muscle power. So it is as little as possible they are using any motor vehicles. And as you can see here, some of the program examples, they are very versatile and very nature-based. So when they are bringing customers directly into the untouched nature, almost untouched nature, it also brings the customers the desire and inspiration to protect this nature that is still so pure and pristine. So this is in a very short to explain. Of course, Theo would be the best person to explain about their products and concepts and everything, but just wanted to show a little bit what kind of experiences, Arctic experiences, you can create in a sustainable way, and really helping also local companies by networking. Different small companies are offering the services for the same clients, so then the network, the local network, is also very important part, and feels that they are kind of all included in the business. So I have also one video that I would like to show about our Sustainable Travel Finland program, but
now it works.
Yes.
Climate change is the world's greatest environmental threat today. In the Arctic region, the climate is warming at triple the speed compared to the rest of the world. That is why now, it's time to do this together. We at Visit Finland have developed the nationwide Sustainable Travel Finland program. The goal is ambitious: to change the entire travel industry and create a new normal. In Finland, the program is developed in cooperation with the Finnish government, regions, and companies. The program is designed to nurture, conserve, and preserve what is most important to us: Finland's unspoilt natural beauty, as well as Finnish culture and lifestyle, which are rooted in our pure and pristine nature. We have taken a holistic approach to sustainable development, moving beyond environmental concerns towards more inclusive industry that secures the vitality of our communities while reducing economic inequalities. The new Sustainable Travel Finland label will make it easier for travel traders and consumers to recognize responsible tourism companies and destinations. By choosing a Sustainable Travel Finland labeled experience, you are directly supporting local sustainable tourism efforts and ensuring that the journey has a profoundly positive impact on the local culture and economy. The Sustainable Travel Finland program offers the Finnish tourism industry a complete toolkit to effectively adopt responsible practices, a 7-step sustainable tourism development path which is audited on a regular basis. The destinations and companies that undergo the process successfully will eventually receive the Sustainable Travel Finland label. The label is a definitive symbol of commitment towards sustainable practices and principles. Finland is one of the happiest countries in the world. While a culture celebrates equality, integrity, and safety, we Finns largely attribute our happiness to our connection with nature. Our lakes, rivers, and forests not only feed us, but also provide us with a natural well-being and place to slow down. Climate change and the pandemic have shown the urgency for holistic, sustainable travel practices. We at Visit Finland firmly believe that investing in sustainable tourism secures the long-term viability of our entire industry, creates new business, and ensures the continued happiness for everyone in Finland, now and in the future.
So here you go. I hope you got some idea of our nature, our sustainable actions. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Virpi, for filling up for Theo as well. Glad we could, learn about the startup Theo is building. Anyway, I think we are towards the end of our session today. Would like to thank everyone who joined in on a Tuesday evening. I hope you all had good takeaways from the session. And as Hannah has already sent a link to the feedback form, it will be great if you can drop in your views there. And as we always ended by saying that we'll see you again next month, digging deep into another sector that is booming in Finland and India. Thanks a lot for joining in, guys.
Thank you, everybody. See you soon.